Hey guys, adearnshaw here. Superbon versus Marat Grigorian 3. This is the third time that they fought. Back in 2018, Superbon and Grigorian fought. Superbon lost by knockout. The second fight, Superbon won by decision. And yeah, I know that this time Superbon wins again, but I haven't seen the fight. And I like fights like this. They both know each other's weapons, so it's you see like it. I don't think either game plan will have really changed, but it's who can get it better on the day. Okay, so let's see. Okay, kickboxing rules in 1FC. So big gloves, no clinching, and like a few other little rules. You can't catch a kick and then sweep off their feet and stuff like that. Straight away, you can see the game plans from both. Grigorian come charging forward with his boxing. Superbon trying to keep his distance, using his teeps and his knees. I think Borkow versus Nieki Holtzgen. Borkow and Superbon obviously spent a lot of time together before. Superbon formerly known as Superbon Banchame. See how Superbon's like extending his hand out here? I mean, Superbon's got long arms, and this isn't a jab. He's using it to set up, you can see over here, he's got his back leg primed, ready to throw that in. There you go. See it again, just pouring him away and using it as like a bit of a rangefinder, but also defensively as well, so he's able to pull back out of the way of the shots that are coming his way. So, knee again. It's a good clash of styles, Grigorian's definitely got the upper hand in the boxing. So don't expect to see Superbon really getting into any boxing exchanges or trading blows, because I don't think it's going to be that kind of fight. But Superbon's definitely got the upper hand on the outside, more of like a sniper. He's got a dangerous high kick. He knocks out Giorgio Petrosian with it. And if you watch any of his training videos, his coach now is very famous, Trainer Gay, and you see the way that he holds pads is quite high, more into the shoulder than it would be into the hips, to the stomach, and I think that's why they're trying to keep this higher kick of Superbon nice and loose. So even when Superbon is tired, this is going to be a 5-round fight, he's still able to keep throwing those kicks. So I don't, I know it's a 5-rounder, it goes to decision. But yeah, both of these guys are fit, but I just think that Superbon will be able to keep kicking right up until the end. But you see a lot of guys, they kind of forget their kicks after the second or third round. He's definitely trying to play it safe, Superbon, he's definitely not getting into any exchanges. Oh, there's that high kick. So dangerous. I mean, if you look at the speed of that, more. Oh, it was from so close too. Something you've got to be flexible. He was, standing right in front of him there. Nice. I think there's a kick again. I think Grigorian's big shot here, that he's where he's going to have success, would be with the uppercuts. There you go. There's another one that lands. A lot of Thai fighters or Thai style fighters, they tend to be very open. Their hands are obviously together here, but they're very open in the middle, and they do tend to stand quite square on, and I think that's somewhere where they can be quite vulnerable. See, yeah, I'm pretty sure that that they've been drilling this, and I think that Superbon's future opponents will also be looking to exploit those shots. Now you can see, Grigorian's trying to make use of them already. Nice knee by Superbon, and then just pushing him away. The way that he's kneeing is to really pushing Grigorian back, so he's getting him back out and like getting himself away from the ropes. Superbon's getting himself away from the ropes. You see those kicks there. So he's got like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. Quite a few kicks there going unanswered, but they're going straight into the arm. He's just trying to stop Grigorian's right hand. Uppercut again. I mean, it's been said Superbon's got a questionable chin, but I mean he's taking some hard uppercuts, and in my experience, like it's uppercuts that put your lights out, easier than anything. Grigorian, it really is a ferocious puncher, and the way that he puts his combinations together so well, definitely spends a lot of time on the boxing mitts. See, the looseness of these kicks from Superbon really does just come from doing a load of reps. If you don't follow him on Instagram, you'll see it on there. He's always just hundreds of reps, probably every day, and that's what you get. That's your reward. These kicks become almost effortless. He's stringing these kicking combinations together really well. There's not many fighters in the world that can do that. I mean, both of these fighters can do everything so well, and they both fully respect each other a lot. So you're not seeing much variation from either. It's like they're like, okay, like why would Grigorian try and kick with Superbon, and why would Superbon try and box with Grigorian? Okay, going straight into the second round, or third round. Both of them are kneeing very high too. Most of the time you'll see like people trying to knee into like the belly, or like more towards the belly button, but both of them are kneeing like more into the chest. There you go. That's a nice little move. You'll see some fighters that even step forward, like walking with their knee. It's almost like they're walking forward with their blocks. Superbon does something similar here, just to set up the lead teeth, but he also gains an extra few inches by doing this. So see what he does with his right leg, just steps forward first. I'll show you again. Okay, that teep lands. Now he kind of steps forward this right leg, Grigorian and moves back just a little bit, and then Superbon gets him with a better one. Now Superbon brings himself into the centre of the ring more towards the centre of the ring. Just pushes him forward. Nice body work by Grigorian. I mean, it's funny how the momentum goes. You can see, like, when one fighter starts to take over, the other one automatically looks more tired. And you're seeing it here. Like, Superbon looks tired now, but then as soon as Superbon gets some momentum going again, he'll start to look like the fresher guy. So that's part of the psychology of fighting. As soon as you start to feel your opponent fade, you grow. It's a funny thing. There you go. You can see those high knees again. I mean, it's unusual to see knees going up that high all the time. no clinching. Yes, I mean Superbon looks tired here, but it's such a funny thing. As soon as he does get a bit of space, he'll look fresh. Okay, I mean Superbon here. I mean he is throwing boxing back, but you can see like it's just not as effective as Grigorian's. It's just using it to, I'd assume, to like get close for a knee. So when someone is like a Muay Mat or a Muay Cow fighter, it's not that they only do that. You know, they can do everything. It's just that the other one's so good that they choose not to really do anything like that. You'll notice as well the teeps become less effective, like the longer a fight goes. Superbon throws one there, but one of the reasons is like your opponent just gets so wet. You know, they're obviously sweating, it's hot in there, and your foot just starts to slide off. And just to say that, Superbon teeps again. But yeah, so a way that you can stop that from happening as much is to just turn your foot just a little bit. So if these are your toes here, you just turn them to the outside, and you can kind of save yourself a little bit there. But yeah, the teeps in general do become less effective as the fight goes. Yeah, Superbon's jab here, it's not really a jab, it's like a extended guard thing. The problem with using extended guard is people typically leave it out like this, and it just means that your arm can get pulled out of the way and countered. Whereas if you throw it more like a jab, it's more difficult to do that, but you're not really throwing a jab either. Yeah, I mean, see, this is from doing all the reps that I was talking about earlier. Like, Superbon's still able to kick quite freely, but for sure they're not as explosive as they were earlier in the fight. But he's still got that, you know, his body's conditioned to it. I'd recommend to anybody that's, you know, wants to fight, like, after every session, just do like 100 kicks on both legs. You know, just get through it. Even just set a timer for 30 minutes or something and just kick. It doesn't have to be like the greatest intensity, but just keep getting the reps in. Nice. Yeah, it's a good thing that they are effortless like this, because he's done a lot of kicks. If he hadn't have been training the way that he has, like, these would be a lot more laboured. He comes at a great oxygen depth throwing all these kicks. But Superbon does look tired. Some nice work by Grigorian. You know, I think Superbon's like, you know, he's done well with outpointing him where he can, but Grigorian's also done a great job, you know, really putting his hands together well. Been on the front foot the whole time too. You know, for all that it is defense, it is offensive, it's also a defensive thing that he's doing too. Like, it makes little sense for him to be on the outside with Superbon. You know, he's got some serious danger with those head kicks that he throws. Look at that. I mean, again, the looseness in these kicks. Oh. Almost effortless. There you go. So going into the fifth round, you can see the sharpness has come back. So just as this round starts, the sharpness is back in his kicks again. So like, you know, they get a minute or a minute and a half break. That's long enough for like Superbon to be able to get enough energy in him for 30 seconds, a minute, you know, fighting hard again. That's a nice kick. Yeah, he's not happy with Superbon keep clinching, but yeah, I think it's a funny middle thing where, like, okay, on the outside he's okay with kicks, but then coming in a little bit closer with boxing, like he really does want to try and lock Grigorian up a little bit. Kicks again. Superbon, I mean, they both swapped weapons for a second there. Superbon came with an uppercut and Grigorian came with a high kick. No, Superbon's not really a fighter that I think you'll see really get into like a bloodbath war, because he doesn't really have to. You know, he's still managed to, like, you know, he's been in a hard fight here, but it's not what you call like a war, you know. It's been a good fight though. You know, some fighters just won't engage you the same way. They'll just keep to their own thing, and that's what Superbon's done well in this fight. He hasn't really taken too many risks. But you know, I'm pretty sure that you could make this fight in another year's time and it'd just be the same thing. I don't think you'd see Grigorian trying to try and kick more, or Superbon trying to outbox him. I think it's just going to be the same kind of fight again, because they're both so elite at what they do. It's flurry by Grigorian. I mean, that was a good fight. I think that was good. Superbon used his range well. Grigorian did a good job too, and you know, you can see how both styles can beat each other. Yeah, but using this extended guard, using the teeps, and then using the knees to prevent a boxer coming forward at you like this, I think that's the right way of doing it. And yeah, plenty to learn from and take into your own training. And like I said, like at the end of any session that you do, it's well worth getting in some reps, just throwing kicks, just so that you're able to call on them. You can depend on your legs when you're tired, and that's what Superbon, you know, was able to show here as well. But yeah, I'll speak to you soon, guys. It was a fun one.